tariff going into Europe.
That's correct.
But you do.
And we do.
Okay. So
and then
if that goes on, then we're going to do something that's going to make that look like small time.
And last year we were sending, or 2 years ago, we were sending a lot of product to China, and then China put a tariff on us for 40% because of some of the trade issues between our two countries.
And what happened to the tariff? Is it on now?
Oh, it's not gone down. I haven't checked lately, but you're still paying the tariffs, right? The lobster's still going to Canada, and from Canada they go over free, but it's just an added expense to the Maine lobsterman, who also has a 30% disadvantage.
So you're saying China charges a 40% tariff? And how big is the tariff that the European Union charges?
20, is it 20 or 22?
Okay. And this country, because of stupidity for years, hasn't charged them
and the funniest part of this whole issue is the Canadian lobster we're talking of and the Maine lobster come out of the same water.
Are they the same lobster, would you say, basically?
Yes.
Would you say they're equivalent as lobster?
They're equivalent. They're
is there a difference in size or type? Any difference?
They're coming out of the Gulf of Maine.
So you're set up with a 20% tax that they don't have, so they have a very good thing. And that's European Union, right?
Yep.
The European Union has ripped this country off so much, it's unbelievable.
And I'll tell you,
it's so easy to solve. I'm going to call them, David. You're going to come in, write a letter, and if they don't change, we're going to put a tariff on their cars until they change, and they'll change right away. Okay? It's unbelievable how badly, people hear about the European Union, sounds nice. They've been almost as bad over the years as China in terms of trade, but nobody talks about it.
That's right.
There's a perfect case, Maine lobster. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We're going to charge an equivalent plus tariff to them if they don't drop their tariff on your lobster and seafood, okay? And we can do that. Peter, do you agree with that? Do you like it?
We need to
Let me put
back.
you in charge of that
we
one.
Need to
That's a natural
back.
for you. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
That's a natural for you. European Union charges us a tariff. They don't charge Canada a tariff. This is for the press. So Canada doesn't pay a tariff for the same exact lobster in the same waters, but we pay a tariff. If European Union doesn't drop that tariff immediately, we're going to put a tariff on their cars, which will be equivalent, come in for nothing, which is ridiculous. Okay? Do you understand? It's going to be the equivalent plus.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be the equivalent plus. Watch how fast that tariff comes off. All right? Watch how fast. It should be plus, plus, plus. Okay? I'm going to put Peter Navarro in charge of it. That's perfect for him. I'll take that one off your plate, okay? All right, Peter Navarro, you're in charge of it. Right? Thank you. This country has been treated so badly on trade for so many years. We have such bad agreements. We're breaking so many of them up. It's been treated so badly, it's hard to believe.
Canada, in some respects, Canada has been our worst enemy in the produce industry. We cannot send.
Canada's been very tough. Canada charged in Wisconsin, before I got up and changed it, 287% tariffs on dairy products.
Yeah.
So think of it. And they kept it at 287. They didn't want to make it 300 because they thought somebody might find out. And until I became president, nobody knew. I ended it. But they were charging Wisconsin and our farmers 287% tariffs to send products to Canada. So therefore you didn't send. You couldn't compete.
You couldn't compete.
And our people didn't charge them anything.
That's correct.
Canada's been very tough. Very tough. You know why? Because they got away with it, that's all. Because people sitting here didn't know what the hell they were doing. Okay. But the deal has worked out. The new deal is a good deal. It's got rid of all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But we didn't talk about lobster. But Peter Navarro's going to be the lobster king now, okay? All right, Peter?
Yes, sir.
Look,
we'll
you
get
can
after
do it. Let's see what you can do.
Dear to my heart.
Let's see what you can do.
This state right here, Maine, is dear to my heart. I spent a lot of time
here. There's another vegetable that most people don't speak of, and we can't bring to Canada. And we're one of them. We have a company in Maine that is one of the major growers of broccoli in the country.
Broccoli. And
in the summer, they're in Maine. In the winter, they're in Florida. But what has happened in the last few years is the Canadians bring their broccoli into market they have a 30% advantage on the exchange rate. And so we can't sell our broccoli, and we can't send it to Canada.
That's our big thing
That's
with the
the
dollar.
overvalued
That's
dollar.
what you and I talk about.
Yeah.
Right? The dollar that everybody
to
says
do that
doesn't
one
matter.
too, sir. I mean, make me the dollar
Handle
king
broccoli
too.
in the same way?
What's that?
Is it broccoli primarily that and the lobster, seafood, etc.?
There are a couple others. There's broccoli, blueberries. Blueberries, Maine used to grow 90% of the wild blueberries in the world.
So where is it done now?
Canada, New Brunswick, and Quebec have got 300,000 acres on, and so now Maine's blueberries are selling below growing cost.
And when you talked about the Obama administration about this, they did nothing.
They did nothing. I spent a lot of time in Commerce.
Let's get on this.
The three things plus the seafood. This man he's a believer. He knows exactly what to do. I don't have to tell him a thing. And you guys will work on the other stuff together, okay? Any questions, by the way? Questions? Shouldn't be any questions after that. You got more than you would have ever thought.
I will just make one more comment.
Amazing, right?
I will make one more comment, and we need your help on. As the country is reopening, of course, right now Maine is still tied up pretty tight because we have a governor that's not reopening very fast. But as we reopen,
why isn't your governor opening up your state?
I don't know. We don't know.
All these states are being opened. They're making a lot of money. That's why we had the good numbers today. You have a governor that doesn't know what she's doing, and she's like a dictator.
Yes, she is.
Why isn't she opening up your state?
Well, one thing that she's doing is the $600 a week that the people on unemployment are getting. She is allowing them to continue to collect when they're called back to work, and so people aren't coming back to work. And everybody in this room knows of people.
So she's taking advantage of the system.
Yes.
But she's not letting them come back anyway because you're shut down.
That's right. But the few that would. I know of 3 cases last week by an employer told me that these 3 people were called back. I reported them that I have work for them, but they're still getting the $600.
What would you say about that, Peter?
Look, this whole problem in the bill where we're paying people to stay home.
Yeah.
It's
it works in some
tremendous
states.
damage.
Yeah.
Doing tremendous damage to our economy because it's keeping people home, and the longer people
Democrats
stay
wanted
home,
this. Feather bedding, okay? But the Democrats wanted it. We said it wouldn't work, and we were right.
And it works.
But honestly,
it works in Republican states.
It does work in Republican states. But the Democrats wanted it, and we negotiated. But it's unnecessary.
Correct.
And it makes it overly complex. But a place like this, we're straightening it out. Any further legislation, we're straightening it out. And we just did PPP today, so.
The legislation is fine if everybody follows the rules.
Yeah.
But if a governor decides.
You see, she's not supposed to be doing that.
That's correct.
So when she doesn't do that, it's fine.
That is
but the
correct.
governor is playing cute.
If you call someone to work, and they refuse to go to work, you tell the state, and the state will take their unemployment away.
Exactly. So she's not supposed to be doing that.
That's correct.
Let's call her on that, please.
Yeah,
Call her
she
legally. Not
people
allowed
of
to.
Maine want to work.
Yes,
they do not
they
want
do.
a handout. They want
When
to
is she
work.
opening the state, if ever?
I think there's another move in July. There's going to be another move in July. She started opening up some of the restaurants that you can have, 6
Very
social
small.
distancing and 50%.
And you don't have a big problem up here. So why is she doing this?
Well, what she's afraid of, or what she's claiming, is that in the summer, Maine only has 1.3 million people, but we have 40+ million visitors a year, 30+ million in 3 months. And she's afraid that if she doesn't quarantine the entire state, that these folks are going to bring
Yeah, the problem
virus.
is, though, those 3 months are your Christmas, right?
Yeah, you got it. It's our season.
Tiffany likes December. You like these 3 months. So she's going to get rid of all of your wealth, and you're never going to recover that.
That is correct. And so what I've advised her to do,
Not good.
what I've tried her to do is you can only get into Maine 2 ways, well, 3 ways. The Canadian border, the 95 or Route 2.
Right.
So if you put somebody at Route 2, everybody's got a foreign plate, an out-of-state plate. You
check
get their name, telephone number, where they're going to be. Problem solved. If you
It's
have
not
an
a big
uptick, you go right there.
So you're giving away your tourist season this year because it's
That's
starting,
correct.
right? So you're
That is
giving
correct.
away your tourist system.
Yes.
I mean, she must know this, right?
I would think she's a
No,
right
how
lady.
does she do a thing like this? She's going to destroy your state. All right, look, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. We're going to solve your fishing problem. We're going to solve something that nobody thought was solvable. We'll solve it very easily. And Peter, you're going to handle that other situation.
Right on.
It's an incredible. Would you like to say something, folks? Go ahead.
Yes, I would. Thank you, Mr. President. It's an honor to.
Thank you. It's my honor.
It's an honor to be here to.